I don't like Zoom. I don't know how it works.
All right, it should be recording.
Oh God.
Where the
Here we
fuck is
go.
that?
All right.
Where's Diamond?
Where is Diamond?
Now she's asleep.
Oh, Jesus.
We're
She
gonna get
the one that said 7.
we're gonna get an hour into recording and we're gonna see another rectangle pop up on the screen. And it's not
Bless. Have you been recording the whole time? Oh, that's
great.
wonderful.
You gotta let a bitch know.
Oh no!
I
Why
need
would
to know
do
when I
that?
have to behave or
That's
not.
the new intro, though, but I'm glad we did that.
Oh Lord.
So I guess we'll go ahead and start introductions, and then we can roll through the segments. You can see how unprofessional our recording is when we sit here and record our podcast.
Jesus. What are you talking about? I'm a consummate professional.
Welcome back to the podcast. I am Colana Blue.
And I'm Skittles.
And today we are joined by 3 very special guests. Some of our drag family, some of the wonderful misfits have joined us for this special Black History Month takeover. Please introduce yourselves so the listeners know your voice and who you are, and so they know who they're listening to when that person is talking. Deja, why don't you go first?
Hello, world. It's me, D to the A to the J A Amor, Deja Amor. How are y'all doing?
I live.
Not the
Didn't I
She's
say
ready
quit
to-
spelling
she's
names?
ready to enter the workroom. And if you do that for your talent, I hope you go home.
Fuck you, bitch.
All right. What about Diamond?
Hey faggots, it's Diamond Swisher. I'm all hopped up on cough meds and tequila, and I'm ready to talk some shit.
Oh, not cough syrup. Oh, Lord.
Yeah, I got an respiratory infection. I'm fucked up right now, y'all.
Oh God.
Jesus, you was sick too, baby.
And last but not least, we have the beautiful, the lovely Miss Tokyo.
Hey y'all, it is Tokyo A Drift for copyright reasons. And
Copyright
I'm
reasons.
here. I'm ready to speak.
Copyright reasons. That is hilarious. Well, it's been really funny because Skittles and I obviously have been trying our hardest to try and figure out how we could do a Black History Month episode. And we both looked at each other and were like, we can't be the only ones there doing that. So
we, as Miracle Whip Hawaii,
very Hawaii.
not approach the subject alone.
So we are going to use our platform to help amplify your voices. So feel free to take the conversation anywhere you want to go. We do have a few things that we want to talk about, but our opinion doesn't matter. Yours does. So we're just going to talk about a few things. Our Snatching Wig segment for today, with the current administration getting rid of everything from Black History Month to Pride Month to Women's History Month.
To the Gulf of Mexico.
To the Gulf of Mexico? We're like, what the hell?
Right.
But with all the craziness going on right now, why is it so important for us to focus on and highlight and spotlight Black History Month? Why is that important for you? Anybody that wants to go can take it.
We're thinking. Hold on.
I was about to say, not everybody at once.
Right.
Somebody got to show where these ancestors have came from. Like, it wasn't always just vanilla and whipped cream. Like, somebody got to show with the nutmeg, the Cajun, that brings that spice element to the chocolate to these known crafts of the world. Like, you think it was just plain peanut butter and jelly?
Also,
No.
I think for Black History Month, a lot of people we get lost a lot. Black people get lost a lot unless we're making the loudest noise, and when we do that, we are the most annoying. Like, it's a catch-22. Either we get lost or
We're just annoying.
We get penalized. Like, there's no in between.
Right.
And for Black History Month, it helps us not get penalized, if that makes sense, because we actually get to celebrate our people and they've gone through good and bad, especially the good, because the focus is so much on the bad for Black people. It's ridiculous because to them that's embodiment is just the negative and the bad and the, it happened, it was so long ago, it's da 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 da. But
like
everything
move
that
on
we've
from
done,
it.
exactly, like everything we've done good still applies to this world now, to the generation now, and that doesn't get showcased enough.
And to this day, we're still fighting. I feel like we're never going to stop fighting until, like, honestly, like the world ends. Like at this point,
Sadly,
Yeah, like
Yeah.
it feels like sometimes not only, people of color, but LGBTQ people, it feels like we get a little momentum with our rights and then boom, everything's snatched
It's
away.
so easy to pull the rug.
exactly. It's a bait and switch is really what it
That's
is.
exactly what
And
it
I'm and that's what it feels like with Black History Month. Like we took the bait, and then with this new administration, we got the switch. Psych, taking it back.
Yeah.
Just kidding. Like, and it goes with all people of color and other minorities too. They got that bait and switch after putting up with so much shit and rioting and protesting just for it to get snatched away. So that is why minority months matter. Because we're at a point now where like he took it away, but everyone's still like, no, fuck that, it's still Black History Month. Like you can't take away a whole race's month of celebration like that. That's not how that shit
is
works.
that even legal to take away?
Right? Like
Is that even legal?
doing is illegal.
Like you just erasing Black people like we weren't brought over here owning ships and crap.
Basically what they've done is they've scrubbed it from like the White House like website and like official federal calendars. But that's something that you're very right. You can't just erase it. The first Pride Month, the first Pride event was a literal actual protest. We literally threw bricks at cops. And it wasn't officially recognized by the Pride Month wasn't officially recognized by the White House until the Obama administration. So, like, obviously, these celebrations are going to exist whether we're acknowledged by quote unquote officials or not.
Yeah.
If we have to go back to throwing bricks, so be it.
I mean, I wouldn't mind throwing a brick. I got a good arm. I play baseball.
I have bad arms. I should
Not
not be throwing
baseball.
bricks.
Girl, you ain't been watching the
And-
TikToks? We're not throwing the first brick this time, girlies. Y'all have been watching the TikToks?
Oh no.
No,
Yeah.
what you got to spill?
Oh my God.
Spill the tea.
Speaking of that, Diamond,
Well, really? Oh, sorry.
today, and it was this lady who said, she said the reason that protests and riots haven't started is because everybody's waiting on Black people to start it.
Yes. Oh my God. Yes. It's all ties back
Yes.
to
What?
Wait,
That's
let
crazy.
me hold on. Let me get on my fucking
Preach. Get on the
soapbox.
soapbox.
Let me
That's
get
what we're
on
here
Get
my
up there,
fucking
sister.
soapbox.
Let me help you up there.
Now she said
Because-
she waiting for Black folks to throw it because
Bro,
people think it's outrageous.
no, like
What?
listen. Let me tell y'all. This has been a big fucking like revelation that I had within the last few years, and it is specifically with Black women. It's not Black people; it is Black women.
Yes.
People are waiting for Black women to start the protesting and start.
Speak on it, sister.
We have Black women have held every fucking person down, and we get the most shit. And I don't care what anybody says. Black women get the most shit.
That is true.
Period.
Speak on that shit.
Like we have been the fucking storytellers, the fucking active parents, like the whole fucking nine. And the fact that the world is literally waiting for us to be like, oh, are we gonna do something?
Baby, they're waiting for you to
Fucking
write your
do
story.
something.
They're waiting for you to write the story. That's
But
all it is.
we have been doing nothing but writing it since the dawn of fucking time.
But
We
you
have
don't
been
get the
doing
credit
nothing but
for it.
writing it. But no, we don't get the credit
Exactly.
for it. White women get the credit for it. Or
Uncle Tom get the credit for it. Uncle
Black men get their side of the story told more than what Black women do. Like it's
No,
a
because
whole
they
fucking
suspect
thing.
the Black women to sit beside their husband, and their husband, no offense, their husband do all the work, and they take a little bit of the credit when they're the real ones that started it all.
Exactly. Like every single protest.
Yeah.
And y'all quote me if I'm wrong, please.
No,
Has been
because
started
during
by
the
a Black woman.
during
Every
the
single one.
crisis,
You're not wrong.
was lesbians and women who were literally caring for gay men as they were dying because
Yes.
doctors wouldn't touch them, so they would go. Women dedicated their homes to having queer men die on their couches.
I mean, the first Pride, the first brick thrown was a trans woman,
A black PLACK, a Black woman. Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. Come on, Marsha.
And so I
Yes,
think this is a
format.
really good conversation to have because if anybody has a point of privilege to be able to step up and start a protest, it's 100% white people, and especially white gay cis men.
Yes.
The most
Yes.
power of anybody in our community.
And they're usually the last
Anybody.
doers.
And they're
Yes,
the last.
but as soon as
They're
it's an issue, they want to step back and be like, "No, I don't want to be a part of this."
yeah, like, and they're the first ones to not only just sit back, but they're also the first ones to take anything culturally that Black women have had,
Preach.
Every,
every mannerism, every vernacular, like the whole fucking nine. But when it comes to, hey, we need y'all to step up
And say
for
something.
Black women, Black trans women, Black men, Black trans men, like the Black women and men, period. And they don't say nothing.
everybody want to
It's
be a
not my
nigga.
fight. It's not my fight. It is
Wait,
your
what did
fight.
you,
You like
wait, what did you say,
Baby,
Diamond?
that's because,
I said
listen,
everybody want to be a nigga till it's time to be a nigga.
period.
that's
Period.
it. Wait a minute.
You want the culture, but you don't
Not
want
everybody
the
want to
problems.
get down with the get down, but you
Everybody
don't want
want
the
to be a
problem.
nigga till it's time to be a nigga. I mean,
Listen, you want to be Tyrone, but as soon as they want to say something about you being Tyrone, oh, I'm Jason now.
Mm.
What?
I
I'm
like
Tom.
Diamond.
I'm
Diamond,
Tom. What?
Diamond comes back, and then she just says
The perfect
the
one-liners.
perfect one-liner just out the background, and she doesn't have her screen on either. So I'm watching y'all, and then all of a sudden the black this black rectangle lights up with no video feed, and it's just Diamond saying something crazy.
But I
Me and
mean,
Deja on our soapbox, Diamond with the one-liners. This is
oh,
what
it
we
really
need.
This is
is,
what we
though.
need.
People are sitting back, waiting on Black women to start the protest, when really we should be the ones stepping up and getting everything started. Now, I will say that I'm very proud of Destiny Clark and some of the other people who have already organized some protests at the State House. I feel really bad that I cannot remember anybody else's name who has helped Destiny do that. But I know Destiny was not alone in making that happen. I know there are a bunch of other people that she has worked with to get those things started, but we need more of those.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I
It's
think
like
everyone. Oh, go ahead.
no. I'm like all I was gonna say is like we took care of y'all. It's y'all turn to take care of us.
I mean, it really is.
Exactly.
It really is.
And I
One-
think a lot of people are scared to get their hands dirty, but their
Exactly.
hands are already dirty. You know what I
Not
mean?
even dirty, bloody at this point.
Yeah, like there's no amount of sitting back or
Watch
sometimes I
or
hate to
bird
say it,
watching. Like
bird watch, but there's also no amount of work that you can suddenly do to clean your hands of any of it.
Yeah.
Mm.
And Kalana and I have talked about this before. A lot, especially we in the like the cis white queer community. There's a lot of like armchair activists.
Mm.
So there's a lot of people that they'll make link trees and they'll make Google spreadsheets and they'll make TikToks with to actions.
And they'll
But
post on Facebook all day long.
but they're not doing anything in person, or they're not like reaching. And I will say it is important to like organize these resources, and I'm glad that there are people out here that can organize resources. And I also understand that not everyone can actually be out in the streets. There are people with disabilities, there are people that
yes,
don't have
I
transportation.
can understand that for sure.
Well, I mean, like, there's people that live like, especially so like a lot of these protests are happening in like capital cities.
Right.
Not everyone has the resources to drive several hours to get to Montgomery or wherever their state capital is.
Well, think about if you're in Florida and you live in Orlando and you have to go to Tallahassee to do a protest. That's a 6-hour drive right there.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's unrealistic to expect everybody to be able to like actually get up and do stuff. But I really hate that so many people do think that just making a couple TikToks and putting the Black Lives Matter theme on their link tree
Yeah.
is
And that's what I hate
not.
cyber supporters. It's like you can sit here and hide behind a screen all day. You can sit here and make video posts and comments and yada yada yada. But deep down inside, as soon as you close that screen, you're not thinking about anything else but freaking Netflix doesn't actually go out and actually do something.
Yeah,
Well-
it's a ignorance is bliss kind of ordeal.
Ugh.
Like once it's gone, it's gone.
Right. Right.
Like you have your 2 minutes of fame online, and then that's it. You're not going to actually until somebody comes up and asks you a real question.
And let's be honest, that's kind of all of that. That's all of what some people are doing. It's all for
Mhm.
their viral moment on TikTok.
Oh yeah, and then the moment it's not working for them, they'll pivot. Or the moment that they're being held accountable for something, or if the going gets tough, they'll just delete that content and pivot back to something that is safer for them.
A lot of people
Right.
don't have the wherewithal and the stamina to take that online negativity, like if
Yeah.
they put stuff out there or whatever. So, we've just got to be better at not being armchair activists. We've got to get out there, we've got to do the work on the ground and not just behind a computer screen.
Correct. I agree. And I feel like people are like the business is doing Pride, like Pride Month.
Oh,
Like
period.
you're supporting because it's Black History Month, it's Asian History Month, it's Pacific whatever, and then as soon as that month's over,
What gone?
white pants
Gone.
gone.
Mm.
Takes off their blackout profile picture, takes off their rain, takes it
Just
off.
takes it
Like,
all.
Yeah.
we can't just take it off.
Hey, babe.
You know
Hey,
what I
this is
mean?
not a costume. This is our lives 24/7, 7 days a week.
Yeah.
It really sucks too because those corporations are the ones that have the money. So those are the ones that are like those generous donations that the big corporations make some Pride fests like possible. I wish as a queer business I could be the one paying for the main stage at Pride on the Plains. It's just unrealistic.
About $8,000 bill right there,
Yeah,
dear.
it's just unrealistic for me to be able to do that. So I have to find other ways to, and I will say at least like, I don't know, like it's sometimes those companies, the only thing they can do is give money, and then
Yeah.
the other 11 months of the year, you don't see them hosting events or donating their space or, making resources available.
It's the continuation. Like it's very much we're in a day and age where if it's not trendy, we no longer need to do it.
Trendy, that's the word.
Yeah.
Mm.
Any other thoughts about Black History Month or any of those topics that we just touched on before we move forward?
Oh, the blackout profile picture.
Yeah.
Stop fucking doing that shit. That's not helpful.
Does that
It's
ignore
not helpful to
YouTube?
anybody.
Annoy
Yeah.
you too?
Is it on YouTube?
No, does that annoy you too?
Yes, it annoys me too. There's no fucking solidarity in there.
Like you posting like a black circle or black square thing that's going to do anything.
Yeah, I'm with black
No,
people.
no,
Black
no.
sound
The
on
ones that
screen.
the ones that get me with the African freaking background and the fist up like this. I'm like,
The fist. I want to ask, I didn't write this down.
Child.
Glad it popped up in
Hold
my
on.
How
Speaking
do
of the big corporations, oh, I'm sorry.
No.
Damn, I keep interrupting. Speaking of big corporations, y'all mean to tell me I can't shop at Target, I can't shop at Walmart,
no,
no,
I can't
baby,
shop at Amazon.
baby, nobody's not telling you to stop shopping. It's just the fact that they only like pop out when, as a national holiday, we're gonna.
But girl, the DEI shit. That's what I'm talking about. You're telling me I can't shop nowhere. Where am I getting my drag
I'm
from?
just making a great point though, because it is. I mean, okay, in some bigger cities, it is really easy to follow those don't shop lists. But in some smaller cities, so if you tell me that I can't shop at Target, I can't shop at Publix, I can't shop at Walmart.
Publix too, girl.
Well, I don't know if Publix is on the list, but I know
I
that
was about to say, girl, don't tell me Publix is on the list. I just shopped there today.
Publix is a white Anglo-Saxon Christian company.
I mean, yeah, girl,
but what I'm saying is in some of these small towns, you only have one or two grocery stores. So like, how are people supposed to eat? I think and we should be putting our money where our mouth is. That is important because that money is how you unfortunately speak in America.
And I think Target felt the hit of that when
they
they took
walked
that
back on some other
DEI
language.
away
Yeah.
and all of that. So, and what gets me with Target is, didn't Target have like a bunch of Black-owned business products like in their store for sale?
Yes.
Yes, girl.
Yes.
And that's the confusing part for me because the majority of these corporations that are like, we're taking back our DEI. First of all, most of y'all workers are minorities. Let's be real.
Yeah.
Right, girl.
Most of the people
of the service industry and the restaurant industry is minorities, queer people, black people.
Like the whole nine. So you gon'
what?
Like
just spit in them people's face.
Like, come on now.
Just play cleaning them people's face.
Cleaning their face.
Well, and
on
the same lines of the blacked out profile picture, what do you think of these blue beaded bracelets?
What? Is that
Right.
You're talking about the I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about. I
Bracelets, the
can't think of
blue.
what it's on, but I know what you're
If
talking
you're
about.
a white woman and you wear a blue,
Yes.
you're not one of
Wait.
those white.
Yes.
things.
Okay, that is as similar as
Didn't that
if
start?
a man was to wear a red bracelet to say that they're safe with that women are safe with. It's the same fucking concept. It's not
Listen,
how that shit works.
they have that for the men too.
No, I'm saying it's the same. Like if
Wait, girl,
men,
y'all introduced
men
me
in
to a
general,
lot.
No, I know about the blue bread. I just couldn't remember exactly what it
On
meant. But they got
it
that
meant
shit for men
one
too.
woman, and
no.
I think it would have been different if a black woman was making it, but it was a white woman that was making it, and she was like trying to
Let
sell these blue bracelets, and if you wore this blue bracelet, that means that you weren't like these other white Trump women, that you supported everybody. But I feel like
Child, how many did she
performance
sell?
thing.
no.
Like you don't need a blue bracelet to show that you're a nice human being and that you're going to be nice to everybody.
To me, it's
Exactly.
the same thing as like again back to like the men, like men being like, "Well, I'm a nice guy." That's literally what the fuck that bracelet means to me. I'm a nice guy. No, you're fucking crazy, and you are not inclusive in the fucking slightest.
Right.
That's what that means.
Exactly. You're just trying to follow a trend.
And
Exactly.
that's what all it is.
or it
trendy.
honestly
You just gonna have your nice little quote unquote red bracelet out at the club. You're
to
gonna flirt with the woman. The woman's gonna be like, "No, I don't want to talk to you. You're being a douche." You show them your bracelet, then she's gonna be fine.
Exactly. Oh, well, let me hold up
Well,
my bracelet. You're going to like me now because I have this
You're gonna
bracelet.
like me now.
I ain't
What?
seen no blue bracelets in LaGrange. I don't know what that
The
means.
fuck? Like, bitch, be serious now. If the woman was not gonna get you with you in the first place, this bracelet ain't gonna change shit.
Well, and a lot of that is very performative too. Like,
Yep.
look at me. I'm wearing this blue bracelet. I'm not like these other people. I'm not like these other Trump women.
Mm.
I'm like Stephanie. I'm not nothing like Karen. Bitch, the fuck down.
Yeah, it's performative politics, not the way to fucking go, and I don't understand that. You should.
Well, what do you got to think? The whole freaking politicians are performative, so everybody else thinks they have to be performative too.
Yeah, it's like the whole. Well, not all white people. No, unfortunately, I can't tell
Enough
the
of
difference.
the
And
white
your
people.
blue fucking bracelet is not going to tell me that
It's
you're
not.
any
It's not.
different.
It's not helping, sweetie. It's not helping
Not
your
all,
case
but
at
enough
all.
of them. Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
right.
Diamond's killing me. My God.
I think honestly the blackout profile pictures, or even if you just on Facebook, if you have like the profile picture frame of like the rainbow, or like if you have the one that says like progressive, or like I think they're all it doesn't
It's
do
all for
anything.
show. It's
Yeah,
all for
no,
you.
it
I
makes
just
you
see
feel
if
special.
anything, if you have anything that relies with, oh, as soon as the month come around, let me pop up this to show my support.
Yeah.
Please take it down. You can put a cover photo. I don't care, but why your whole profile picture?
Mm.
And like, take the time that you use to put that picture up to call your representative and bitch at them about something that's going wrong.
Yeah,
Don't
or
Right.
article, like share
Literally.
a video, share a fun
Share
history month
like-
fact, like do something other than that, please.
Mm.
And for the white kids that want to support their black friend for only this month, or be like, oh, this is my token black friend, blah blah blah.
Don't fucking do that shit.
Don't do that.
Do it.
Don't
Disrespectful.
because
I
don't invite me over to your house to make you feel better. Don't say like, oh, this is my friend, not this is my friend Toey, blah blah blah. Don't invite me out just because you ain't got nobody else.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's
And if y'all want to do anything History Month and for the rest of the month, start holding these people in your life that are racist. Start holding them fucking accountable, please. Oh my
Please.
God.
Please.
Stop saying my grandpa, he's just old bitch. He's had
Oh, correct his ass.
70 fucking
We are
years
20,
on
we're
this
in the
earth.
20.
Yes.
What century are we in? The 21st, 22nd?
I don't know, girl. We in one of them.
we're in
But
Hold Grandpa Charles accountable.
Just to know better.
Tell Grandpa Charles that the years have changed and we are not back in 1922.
Grandpa Charles is insane.
God.
Stop. I have a grandpa named Charles.
That's so
Hold his ass accountable too, bitch.
hold him accountable.
Everybody call your grandpa right now.
Right.
two of you mentioned that you were in a relationship with a white man.
Mhm.
How is that struggle? because I know that's going to be a struggle on a daily basis in Alabama, being in an interracial relationship, especially you, Deja, being in a queer interracial relationship. Like,
Yeah.
that's 2 strikes already right there.
I actually, honestly, to tell you the truth, I've had no struggle at all.
Really?
That's amazing.
Yes, I've had no struggle. His family loves me. Everybody accepts me. My family loves him. We go out in public, hold hands, kiss, da da da. Nobody's gave us any dirty looks or like asked us bizarre, strange questions. Like it's been quite peaceful, honestly, which is quite shocking, especially especially in Dothan, Alabama.
Especially from Dothan, Alabama, you know?
Yeah.
My first was black, and we had more issues in school with him being black than us being queer.
Yeah.
It sounds like Tokyo has a different experience with that question.
Yes. So interracial, yeah, right. So interracial dating, Benji is not my first, but he's like the first relationship I've like actually been in. And for him, I have first meeting his parents. I was black until we showed up to his grandfather's funeral and Dothan, Alabama. And when I tell you, they all immediately turned their heads to watch me walk down this aisle at a church.
Oh my God.
It was insane. And like they were no longer looking at the funeral. And his parents and I was like, hey, I'm Tokyo, whatever. And they were like, oh, you're the person that he was talking to. And I'm like, yes, I'm his girlfriend. And they're like, oh
my God.
And when I tell you, I was like, it wasn't like a, oh wow, that's crazy. It's a, wow, that's different. It was very much like that. And I asked Benji, I was like, okay, well, I'm Benji, whatever. I had to ask him, I was like, hey, you know,
I don't think people know who he is, unfortunately.
No, yeah. I was like, well, what is your first like impression of me? You first met me. I was like, have you ever dated a black woman before? And he was like, no, you're my first. He's like, the first time he's ever seen a black woman on TV and is America's Next Top Model.
What?
Tyra Banks.
Yes, it's Tyra Banks, and then it was the girl who got her head shaved.
Oh,
too. Yeah, her. And then I was like, well, what about in school and stuff? He's like, honestly, we had one other black kid, and it was a dude. But other than that, he's never
seen a black girl,
a black girl before.
That's crazy.
That's what I'm saying. I was like, that's insane. Yeah, I'll make a long story short here. So we're dating and whatever, and we have gone out, we have, held hands, kissed, all that, and I'll hear people be like, look at that, that's so disgusting, oh my God. Like, I can hear you. They're not whispering either. They're literally talking. Like in a restaurant, they're staring us down. They're calling me names. They're not saying anything bad about Benji.
I
like you're the problem.
Like I'm the problem, and introduced me to my family, and everyone was like, I need to be with a white boy. Like I didn't have to worry about my side of the family.
Does your family crack jokes too? Because like my family's still like, it's like not hardcore jokes to be like, you've never been with a black person, like you always with these white folks. Like it's kind of fun. It's funny jokes. It's like not hardcore ones.
Yeah.
No, we just make fun of like dancing. Like it's very like light
exactly. Stuff. Like, it's light stuff because.
Yeah, but like the other crazy thing is that I have to educate him on the world.
Same, I'm the same way.
Because he has no idea what's going on in my side of the world at all. So when we first were dating and I was like, look here, buddy, like you need to know what my side of the world. He didn't know anything about the police shit that was going on. He didn't know anything about the protesting. Like he knew literally nothing. The world was funny and whatever was affecting the military. Like that's
crazy. Well, I can't say nothing from Fountain/Alpha area, and they real, like you like racist down there. But his family is so sweet, and I'm his black partner. Like he's never dated a black person. I'm his first black partner. Every time, like it was around Christmas, we were going over to his aunt's house, and like we was in the car on the way there, and he was like, "Don't say nothing about the food, because I know how you are." And I am, because I'm a very opinionated person, and I guess and it's like when we went to the first year at my parents, He loved everything. He literally told my grandma, "This is not my family's house." Like,
I noticed that too. The difference between white families and black families is
mhm.
insane because, like, we went up to, so I'm from originally, so we went up north and everyone was together and talking loud. And it was it was fun. It was,
It
you
was
know,
like,
but
yeah,
if we go to, like, Thanksgiving or whatever at his parents, it's real quiet. No one wants to say
it
stuff
was
that's gonna
very quiet.
provoke.
It was
It's
very quiet. I
yeah,
couldn't even move to go get a freaking biscuit.
yeah, it was
Quiet
very
was.
surface level stuff compared to my family where we don't give a fuck, and most black families don't give a fuck. We will tell you exactly how we feel.
How it
You
is.
can't do that over there.
I love that
Is
the
this okay?
I love
Am
that
I
all the
allowed to
families
consume
get
this?
along and everybody's real supportive. That I love to hear that because
Yeah.
it could very well not
Yeah.
be that way.
No.
My parents literally said to me more than one time on more than one occasion, you would never date a black girl, would you? And
Oh.
I honestly said no because at the time I was a full-fledged homosexual.
You
dating
do.
dating a black man, but they didn't know that. So
God, that's
but
crazy.
like it's a real thing. Like my parents are super racist. Like I had to unlearn a lot of unhealthy behaviors and a lot
Mhm.
of unhealthy verbiage
Mhm.
that I was,
Oh, you was a redneck boy.
you know. What'd you say?
You was a redneck boy.
I mean, I really was. I mean, I grew up in the middle of nowhere. The closest town was 30 minutes from me. I lived in the middle of the sticks. And so that's literally not an excuse to be racist because I came out of that and I am not,
Exactly.
you know, I
Yeah.
unlearned all of those behaviors because I quickly learned in college, thankfully, um, that's not how the world is. And that I was very much brainwashed to believe that. And it was very much a part of my upbringing as a white Southern Baptist man. And so, a lot of that initial behavior. Like my mother, I literally watched her multiple times not go down an aisle at the grocery store because a black person was down there.
That's
Oh my God.
Like I
So,
literally watched my mother multiple times not pull up to a certain gas pump because there was a black person on the other side of that gas pump.
so can I ask you, what is with that mindset? Like, as a black person, I don't understand it because
They think we carry disease. Like if we touch the same pump as them and they touch it after, they think they're going to carry
let me ask the
our
white
dirty
people in the
disease.
room, girl.
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you, Diamond. I don't understand that thinking,
So there was never,
which is why I don't think
yeah.
like
so
that.
there was never an explanation for this is
No,
why we
there was
do
never an explanation.
this.
It was always, well, we just don't mix with those people. That's what my
They,
mom would say.
it's being serious. Like growing up in the South and stuff,
Yeah.
white people that were like that, they were diseased. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
you touch the same things as they're going to get the ick or what,
Well, and
or
I
you
100% like
past them or use the same pumps. It's like,
yeah, my family was very much so Southern racist. Like, if I had to guess, like my great grandmother probably had the help. Like, I mean, that's just
that's
how.
crazy to piggyback
Does.
off of the family thing. It's like me and like back to the whole family thing. His mom's side, love him to death, cool and everything. His dad's side hasn't yet. I've seen his father at least 3 times. Hasn't said a word to me. Hasn't came and said hi to me. Hasn't shook my hand. Literally, for a car accident, I rushed to come see him. Dad saw me, wouldn't even acknowledge that I was there.
Oh.
Mm.
Do you
Mm.
think that is the gay thing, or do you think it is?
It's literally, it's not even a gay thing. He dad literally told him, "Son, I accept that you're gay, but if you bring home a black person, da 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 da."
Ah, see, there it is. There it is.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's literally how my parents felt too.
I think I need to call my parents and thank them for not being shitty people.
You
Yeah,
should.
no, seriously.
Because
You should.
some of and you it's kind of crazy to hear.
Like
I know it exists.
Yeah.
I'm not
cannot
dumb,
repeat
but
what my father used to say about black people because it was that bad. Like literally,
Jeez.
like I can't explain to y'all how much of a racist household I was brought up in.
I think I've experienced something similar to that too, outside of like, is that I worked at Tropical Smoothie and a white guy came in, an older white came in, and I was making his smoothie. I was the only one up there making smoothies, and I started working on his order, right? And I go to hand him his, and he goes, "I don't want it from you. I'm the only Black person there."
Shut up.
And I'm like, "What do you mean you don't want it from me?" He goes, "I don't want it from you."
Yeah.
And I went, "Would you like someone else to you?" And he goes, "Yeah, I'd like her to give it to me." So one of my coworkers took the cup, dumped it out, and then told me to go make another one. And she was like, "You kept it from her, or you're not going to get a smoothie at all."
Absolutely.
Hell yeah. We
and
love
I
that
was like,
culture.
yeah, come on.
But that's crazy because it
Nice.
makes me think about like other shit, like when they won't put the money in your hand, or they
Yes.
like they'll sit it on the counter. Your hand will be out, ready to take the money. They'll sit it
And
on
they just,
but they're ready to hand out, ready to accept their change. Like that's crazy. Okay, yeah, okay.
A bullet point that I had in my notes, because something that I wanted to talk about was, you see every February it rolls around and you see a lot of show directors will make posts and they'll say something like, "Let's remember that we need to have diverse shows." And it's, but that you only see that during February. And it's like, you need to just have an interesting and diverse cast in
Every
as many
time.
shows as possible.
Every time.
Now,
wait.
I have to immediately follow this and say, yes, there are Misfits shows that do not have Black people. There are Misfits shows that do not have kings or non-binary performers. I would like to follow that follow-up by saying that we book all of the Misfits shows at the same time. We put them in the group chat and we say who is literally
Who's available?
Who's available?
The Misfits shows are booked based on availability because we are all grown-ups with full-time jobs.
Right.
And even though the Misfits exist in Auburn, half of our cast, more than half of our cast, do not
Doesn't
live
live
in Auburn. So like we have to
look how long it took us all to get together to do the Zoom.
Yeah.
You know.
Right. But my thing is too, like, there are, not trying to spill too much tea because I don't know who's listening.
It's hot and it's running over.
But there have been plenty of shows that I have been a part of or have signed up for. And, you know, maybe it could be my talent. Maybe I'm not as a performer, where there has not been a single one in any of the lineups.
It just blows my
You
mind.
think that's just because of what you're looking for, or just because they don't have your like other qualified people in that does that?
It's a little bit of both.
I think a lot of shows cast sort of archetypes in drag, because we already see that like a lot of shows in the South very much have female presenting diva 8-count drag. So alternative drag, non-binary drag, and drag kings are already not considered here in the South. And then if you are in a lot of cities, unfortunately in the South, also they consider like performers of color to be like almost like backup performers, like if they can't get the regular people they want.
Yeah, or alternative.
Yeah,
which blows my mind.
Or like Tokyo said earlier, they're the token. There is like
they're the one on cast.
Black girl or token Black person.
That one Black performer fits the mold of they are also a dancing diva or blah blah blah. Like they fit in the rest of the aesthetic of the show, and they're kept around as a sort of diversity hire, but they're doing the same kind of drag as the rest of the show.
Yes, but we have to work 10 times harder.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
For the white girl. No offense to the white girls that walk around. No offense, Colana. Love you. But it's the truth, though. Like sometimes, like if let's say you put me and Colana in the same show together.
If I had your health insurance
in a different town,
your tricks, but I don't.
If I was 7 years younger, I might do those tricks. But
exactly. But let's say you put me in the same show in another town, not saying like our home base town, in another town far away. I feel like I would have to work 10 times harder and she can just tiptoe around more than me.
No, that's
You get what I'm saying?
facts. That's 100%
No,
facts.
and you can see
Yeah.
that in the data. Look at and I love her. Look at the work that Trixie does as somebody who didn't win her season but won an all-star season and was considered a bad person for winning her season because it means she beat Shangela. But Trixie famously doesn't really lip sync. She doesn't do intense dancing and stuff. So
Well, it makes me think about Kennedy Davenport, how she is still
yeah.
having to nuck and buck and do all these tricks to get $1 when she's good enough to just stand there and do a ballad.
Oh, and
But that's not what people want to
the
see.
way I would be throwing bills to watch Kennedy do a ballad because I'd be crying in the club.
Like you were saying, that's not what people came to see. They came to see the Kennedy show, the experience. Like,
they don't call me coochie splinters for no. That's exactly why, girl. Because
Exactly.
I got to get out there and slam my pussy on for $1.
Bro, that's how I feel too. Like
I
I
mean,
gotta
I've
either
never seen you do a ballad, baby.
never. There's no ballots.
I'm
Yeah.
not
No.
going to. I'm not going
Do
to
it.
make money off
If
of
there
it.
We
is a
can do
ballot,
ballot.
it's gonna be 7 minutes fucking long.
If I'm
Exactly. We can do ballads, but that's not in our repertoire to choose to do because, like, I'm not saying like we're afraid to not to do a ballad. It's like
But I know
that's
I'm not
not
going to
people.
make money.
No,
Exactly.
Well,
same.
starters, I don't make money when I do ballads, so why do you think I don't do them? So
But I definitely agree with Deja and Diamond on the whole aspect of having to work 10 times as harder. I don't mean to throw myself out there, but I am AFAB as well.
Right.
Being AFAB Black Queen on top of that, yeah, I have to work like 10, 20 times harder to look male presenting, but female presenting at the same time. But also, you know,
male. You have to look male presenting. Who's that?
Oh my God, that's all that I got in Montgomery. And
is that you don't look male presenting, bitch?
Well.
Half the time I don't look male presenting.
I don't look.
She don't look like a man.
Explain it.
You don't look.
I don't look.
Wait,
I confuse people. Gotta look male and female presenting, but also now I have to knuck and buck a lot harder too to get the extra couple dollars that people that AFAB white queens or white kings or queens and things in between to like fit because they have things they can rely on. They, you know what I mean? To be Black and now I got to do hip hop or I have to do a rap song, Stallion song. I got to do a Beyonce song. They don't have to rely on that because they have a lot of genres that they can pick from that people are going to be comfortable seeing them in. And it's hard to figure out how am I going to do this rock that doesn't make me look like a Black person pretending to be a white person. You know what I mean?
Yes, but I feel like some people live for me to do freaking Tate McRae or do Meghan Trainor.
But then to piggyback off of that, it's like I also don't want to do something that's too Black, because then it's like people won't get the reference, or people are like, girl,
or if you're trying to tell us or like what you're doing.
I don't want to be
convey.
Yeah, and I don't want to be too white either because then I won't get the Black people, the very few that are there, and being like, "You're not for us. You're not doing our music. You're not giving." It's hard. It's a catch-22. Like you're not gonna win.
And you're damned if
that takes me back. For me,
that takes me when I perform because I feel like I win. I can't win because I'm AFAB, and I can't win because I'm Black. Sorry, real quick. Pageants? Can we talk about fucking pageants and talent for fucking pageants?
Just about to go there.
Black person.
If you ain't up there crying, they're not going.
They said if I'm not crying, if I'm not telling my history, wedding's not on the wall.
Yeah, if I have to do fucking wade in the water, I'm the judge in the fucking face. I swear.
Listen, if I got a praise dance, if I have to dance to get a crown.
Here's another thing, though. A lot of judges, a lot of pageant judges, get upset at Black queens doing gospel numbers for their talents. How do you?
What you want me to do, Buki? I'm sitting over here giving counting. You still ain't finna crown me. Yeah, I'm better over here than Sally McCelestine.
But isn't it sad that as a person of color, that's the role that you have to jump into and play if you want to win a pageant or if you want to win
yes, because it's like, what the fuck did we all do this for? What was the whole point of, like, I hate to be like so boxy, but the civil rights and all that shit was the whole, y'all know the history. Why do we have to continue to perform every fucking time to win something? Why do we have to our fucking struggle to be like, oh, that makes so much sense, God, yeah, give her the crown? That why do I have to do that?
Staying true to form, we have kind of jumped all over the place with this snatching wig segment.
Sorry.
So let's take a little break real quick, and then we'll come back and we'll dive into some more hot takes, because we've been giving our hot takes this whole episode anyway. So.
This is the hot takes episode. Oh my God. Oh shit.
I don't want to pause it because I don't want to mess anything up.
No.
So. Tired of boring design that makes you wanna vomit? Then you need Creative Vomit Studio, your one-stop shop for eye-popping design that'll make your brand shine. Need a killer logo? A website graphic that slays? Headshots that scream professional? Creative Vomit has you covered. And hey, seniors, don't forget those all-important senior portraits. Let Ian capture your uniqueness. Visit creativevomit.studio to schedule your consultation and unleash your creative genius. Creative Vomit Studio, design that's anything but bland.
Because it's real shit. I feel like when I first started drag, I tried to whitewash myself so much. And then it's like just unlearning all that shit. But y'all speaking on it and making me like think about it.
Yeah, but like a baby face completely.
So cute though.
No, I'm in the same boat. I wish I knew I was like-minded. I'd be so scared. I can't lie to you. I'd be so scared to talk to other like Black people and to find, because there's been plenty of times where I've had these conversations to find out they are not on the same fucking boat. And
with other Black people.
Yeah, or they'll start quoting like, we were always meant to be separate, or they'll be like, well, our ancestors, your ancestors don't give a fuck.
They live so you can go on, baby. They do it. They died so you can go on.
Exactly. But I find conversations because they'll come back to something about me. Well, you're not Black enough, or well, your husband's white. You think that I just saw being Black because my man's white?
Because you don't.
Back to my mom cracking jokes. She's like, you always hang out with the white folks. You never got no Black friends.
Oh, growing up hearing that, that's crazy.
It's not even the fact that I was scared to have Black friends. I've had Black friends. They was just on that hood rat shit, and I was not going to be on this shit.
Exactly. No, it was the same thing for me too. Like they were on that and I was raised in it, so it wasn't like it was anything new. But like, I don't want to talk about how money you moving, or what you're moving, or who you
or what you doing.
Yeah,
right, because that's not who I am.
It's like I ain't trying to go to the underground and have fun in the club getting shoot up. You got time for that?
But if you don't participate in those type of activities, if you don't,
you're not white. You're not Black enough.
You're white, which
I'll push you to the side because you're not going to.
You don't count. You don't
count.
Y'all can't.
Don't act
shit.
Don't act so and so because they ain't gonna come.
Exactly. I can put all this in there somewhere.
It's a break.
It was.
Oh, we was us talking.
We had our little segment.
I just did what
Diamond did. We get when we do when we like take notes or whatever we were like Queens on Ice, and we don't talk to each other because we'll say something really funny and then be like, oh shit, that would have been really good if we'd recorded that.
Mm-hmm. Welcome back to the podcast. Our special spotlight on Black History Month with our very 3 special guests. We've been doing some snatching wigs. We've already jumped into some different hot takes, but a hot take that I wanted to focus on for this episode is something that I had to watch. I think I watched it 5 times because it was so good.
Oh, you are way more studied than I am.
Kendrick Lamar's halftime show.
Well, because I'm the only one qualified to speak.
what happened at it. I just didn't watch it.
But the halftime show for me, like we already said, so much symbolism in there. Like, come on, Uncle Sam right there from the get-go was just perfect.
I that and I was like, fucking preach.
I mean,
Fucking preach.
Samuel L. Jackson can just do no wrong. I think
literally.
he's such a good orator and he just has like an energy about him that I enjoy seeing no matter what he's doing.
He was the perfect person for that role. Diamond, what do you think about the Kendrick Lamar halftime show?
You know, I thought when I watched it the first time, I damn, that's a lot of symbolism. I ain't got time to look at that right now. Symbolism. Two, it's gonna piss a lot of white people off.
It did, and when I saw the headlines, I was like, ooh.
And it made everyone mad because it wasn't like a Beyonce.
Oh, they said no, they didn't like Beyonce either.
Well, no, they never liked Beyonce. But I mean, like it wasn't like flashy. It wasn't J Lo. It wasn't like any of that. It was very it was very much the embodiment of culture. And they were like, "This is the most boring thing I've ever seen." Yeah, because you're not in it. You mad because you're part of it. You can't.
They mad because they don't understand it.
No, but the symbolism, like we talked about, like the American flag with the Great Divide in between it.
I loved the clown car gag at the very beginning. They all come out together, but then they immediately form two separate groups.
Yep.
I think another thing too is something I've seen a lot. This is a hot take that goes with the Super Bowl is the big thing white people is not feeling like they can be. This Super Bowl was very much this is not for you. This is for me.
They feel like they have to own everything or do anything.
No, I think it's more is that, and you see it more lately too, especially with TikTok and stuff like that. Like if something relate or is in white people are included, they immediately like, oh. It is with the halftime show too. Is that like y'all said, there was only one white performer. Even she was like, "Don't include me in this because this isn't about me. This is them." And I think it's the fact that white people were not included. They weren't a thought. They weren't an afterthought. They were. It was 100% a. This is for us. It is
she
not
just
for you.
Just made the list because she was a strong dancer,
and I love that honestly because I think it gave them a moment to feel the other side because white people are always thought about, always included. Everything is catered to the white man and sometimes the white woman, but mostly the white man. And so as soon as that white man was excluded, well, I don't like this. This isn't good. Oh my God, get all up in it.
This I couldn't relate. This isn't about me. And it's the same thing with like, have y'all seen the TikToks where like black person, it will like, if you're not black, scroll up, and then they don't say shit, but they're doing all the hand gestures and everything. In the comment section, we're like, yep, and there's always a couple of white people like, I knew what they were saying. I wasn't even. Ain't nobody asked you that.
Nobody asked you that, Sarah.
Nobody
didn't ask you, Sarah.
No, because that's literally what this halftime show is. Yep. It is that silent TikTok with nothing but black hand gestures, and there's this. And then the way people are like, I didn't understand a single thing in this. It was so boring because it wasn't for you. And that's okay.
I was going to say that when you were talking about people on TikTok getting upset when things weren't for them, that's, I think, honestly getting worse the more that all people are on social media. Every person thinks that everything that they consume, it has to be 100% for them. And it's like TikTok is a insanely massive global platform. Not every video on there is going to be something that you will 100% understand, 100% relate to or empathize or experience, and that's okay. In fact, I use TikTok to find these experiences that I want to learn more about the world, and it's crazy that there are people that they get upset when they find new things on TikTok.
Blows my mind. It really does. Any other thoughts about the halftime performance?
My favorite, it was literally a half a second, but there's a half a second complete overhead shot, like a halfway through where all of the dancers are just on the ground, splayed out like dead bodies. And I don't think enough people are talking about that scene. And I literally, like, we were watching it and I like gasped, and then it was gone and I couldn't even say anything. And I was like, that's the thing, is you really have to watch it like several times, because there's so much little stuff that he and the choreographer and the creative team have all sprinkled in there. It's really clever.
It's great.
Both the symbolism, the way in which that he scripted things, it's all so intentional. So intentional. Whoever helped him come up with this, because it takes
a village.
It's hundreds of people that make the Super Bowl halftime
Look
show
at how many of
happen.
us it takes to make a drag show happen. It takes a village.
But yeah, it took so many people, and it's so cool that many people came together and made something. It was really, really well done, because sometimes you watch some of the halftime shows and you're like, well, you can see that things got cut or things weren't rehearsed right, but it felt very well designed, very well choreographed. It had a very strong message that it seemed everyone involved was like, it's important to relay this.
Everybody was in on it. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I definitely agree too. Any other hot takes I have for it? I think it's just the white people to be included in everything. That's my hot take. I've had to have this conversation with.
It's also funny too, because the NFL has historically profited off of Black people. So
yeah, it's wild to me.
Funny that the majority of professional football players are Black people, but the majority of consumers are blue collar and lower middle class white people.
I can't remember the creator, but I wish I would have saved that video. But I saw a Black woman on TikTok the other day explaining, she goes, the NFL is the modern day slave trade, but y'all don't want to have that conversation. And
that's
ended
a hot
the video.
take.
And I was like,
that is a hot take, because it really is, though, because they have to pass physical exams.
Think about it.
To look big, buff, and strong, and fit,
and get picked,
and work. As soon as we're done with them.
Yep. As soon as they get injured, I'm done with you.
I'm done with you.
Or if they underperform, they will post them up for trade.
You can go take another team over here.
Clock that team.
Put them back on for the season.
So she didn't really, dive into explaining that on her TikTok, but she said that and then just ended the video.
Set
I
off
was
the
like,
bomb and she left the room.
My mouth just dropped open. I was like,
I had never thought of that.
I've heard a couple of times, especially with sports. Any sports where the majority is Black.
The entire
big trade system. It's a big trade system.
Yeah. Well, and especially, think about, just, I don't remember how many years ago, but a couple of years ago, like, college athletes could not make money doing their sport. So they were potentially,
for free,
destroying their bodies. And let's see how mean I want to be. SEC football tickets.
Think about how much money Auburn University made off of Cam Newton.
Yeah.
How much money did Auburn University make off of Cam Newton? Think about that.
And
he didn't even get paid.
Cam Newton was before the NIL agreement, so he absolutely made no money being a college football player. He didn't make any money until he got out of Auburn University. He got that Heisman Trophy, and he went to the Carolina Panthers.
NFL.
I don't know if he's still a Panther anymore, because the Panthers haven't had a couple good seasons. And that's the story I'm going to say the whole episode, is the fact that I know what the Carolina Panthers are.
Crazy. Any other hot takes for our halftime show, or just anything related to that?
Yeah. And not for the halftime show, just Black culture in general. Hot takes. White people use our slang and then don't even know what it means.
Oh, stop. Because that was a whole TikTok fanatic. People were like, not knowing what that was. Didn't know child. She thought they were saying
child.
Child. I lost my mind. I was like, are you kidding me right now?
Right now, especially not only in the queer community, because we've seen for too long queer gay men, especially, using those ballroom culture terminology.
Like that's our words. Like
now, Gen Alpha is using all of this slang and has absolutely no idea where it is coming from. They're
It's
saying slay. They're
And
saying
they're-
all of this queer ballroom culture slang.
at this point,
And they have no idea what's
Yes.
going on.
At this point, it's not even stealing from other cultures. You've seen they're stealing, like they think that they've come up with words that are like not new
That blows my
from
mind.
anywhere. Like they're like, oh, we invented, and I was like, no, baby,
No, baby, it's been around for
you did
history.
not invent bell-bottom jeans. Like what? That's not new.
No,
at all.
Kimberly.
It wasn't new when it was flare jeans in 2003, and it's not new now in 2025.
God
Like, what are
bless.
y'all?
You know,
They think
styles repeat themselves.
oh, everything's
It's
cyclical.
called a comeback.
Everything is
everything
cyclical
comes
in
back.
fashion, but that's a whole separate
Well,
episode.
music too. They
Yeah.
sample,
Absolutely.
They sample
Yeah.
so much.
Oh yeah.
That's another
It
episode
sounds,
too.
it
Yeah.
honestly sounds like y'all are ready for our last segment, which is work it and tuck it. And we did not really write anything down for this, but Kalana gave me some ideas, and I think once we start the ball, y'all are already there for what this last.
We're already there.
Work means that you like it. Tuck it means that you don't like it.
Yeah.
So I have a work it or tuck it for you. And then if you have any other things, along those lines.
Yeah, you can add to
you
it.
can
Or you
add
can
to it.
you can have your own work
Don't-
tuckets, and then
I like.
Don't give us that space. 'cause you've
Don't give us
already
that
seen
power because
What has happened?
This
Don't give us the.
Work it or tuck it is always normally
is-
like an hour long that
yeah,
I have to like
this
whittle
is
down
the
because
segment
we
Oh.
need this bitch. So work it or tuck it using the phrase, I don't see color.
Tuck it,
Tuck it.
bitch. Tuck it, tuck it,
Tuck
tuck it,
that
tuck
shit.
I think they understand the assignment.
God.
Okay, so like, why are
Yeah.
people so stupid? Do they not understand how offensive that is? Like, I
I
understand.
mean, I don't
One of
feel
y'all take it away.
offended by it, but I'm tired of it being
Why is
said.
it so offensive?
Because it's like-
feel offended by it.
You feel offended by it?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna
because-
explain to you why I don't feel offended by
Oh,
it.
I love
Okay.
both of these. Okay, let's hear don't.
Okay, I don't feel offended by when somebody says, "Oh, I don't see color." It's like, yes, you're accepting of me, but I'm tired of you hearing it. There's more ways to say like, "Oh, I accept you, I support you, blah blah blah, X, Y, and Z," without saying like, "Oh, you're just another person to me. Your color means nothing to me." Woohoo! So it's kind of like that. It's like 50-50 kind of.
Okay,
It's
I see what
almost,
you're saying.
it's almost like we're supposed to be living in a post-racial world.
I
But
feel like it's a backhanded compliment,
Yeah.
though. Away.
So for me, I'm offended by it because it makes me you literally erased every single thing that you've seen. Makes sense. Like, yeah, I'm not just
Yes,
black, I'm other
and
things
no.
too. But wait,
really dismissive.
I'm not. It's dismissive
Yeah.
because yes, I'm not just black things too, but also take into account I don't have the same culture as you.
That part.
I don't have the same hardships as you.
That's
don't
where
have
I.
the same
That's
struggles
where I
as
see
you.
it. Yeah.
Go to a doctor, I'm more likely to die than you. So
Yeah.
it's
Mhm.
when you hear I don't see color, it's I literally hear I don't give a fuck about what else you are.
Mm.
Like and to me that's I don't like that
Because when you do see
erase
color, then you can
the
take
rest of me.
into account somebody's background. You can take
Exactly.
into account somebody's culture. Because, like you
Yeah.
said, we have vastly
Yeah.
different cultures.
I saw,
Like you won't put me in a situation where you know it's going to be negative for me.
Right.
That's why I don't see.
Right.
Because if we go, you tell my white friend come to me and go, girl, I don't see color. We're gonna go to you get pulled over. That cop sees fucking color.
Absolutely.
You don't?
Girl, we're gonna tuck that. We're gonna put that in because girl, you see me just like I see you.
Period.
And that's all I'm gonna say about that.
Period. I'm gonna let Skittles read the next one, and then maybe that'll help y'all inspire.
first one. Okay.
Okay, I think I already got mine.
Yikes. Okay, the next work it or tuck it. Non-people of color with locks or braids in their hair.
Ooh.
If it's not built for your hair, it's for you.
My favorite thing is when I see white girls trying to get braids, and then literally like 3 or 4 hours later, their hair is falling out.
Yeah.
It's yes.
No,
that's the whole thing.
Girl, if it ain't a French braid,
French
My thing is
if it
this.
ain't a French braid, a
Look.
Dutch braid, tail, I don't want to see it in your head. And I'm gonna be real. I don't want to see
okay.
no
So how
dread.
do you feel about the difference? I like a white girl with locks. If it looks cute, yes, take that shit out.
No, my thing is
Uh-uh.
this. Like if Hold on.
Speaking
I'm gonna
for
be the one to
Find it.
fuck no.
I'm trying to
Take that
find it.
shit down right
The
now.
only like
Hold
this
on.
is fun because like I have a friend that has locks and her hair is good. It's
Not
cute, but
optimism.
I
It's
see
not. It's not about that. It is about the fact that they people can fucking hair that they want, right? They can't. It's
okay.
your head. Do whatever the fuck you want with it. Can
Mm-hmm.
repercussions and consequences will happen. Do not blame the culture. Finish. Do not blame the culture or the people hair fell out. But also, in the same fucking breath, get on me because I want to wear a wig, and that's a fucking issue. But you can wear locks and you can do braids and you can do all this cool shit. But the moment I'm on my Brazilian, my Indian, whatever the fuck, it's a fucking problem. Now I'm wearing white and now I'm appropriating. But what the fuck you're doing is not. That's my issue.
Yeah.
That's my issue.
But I'm also turn around though because technically speaking, our hairstyle messages from our ancestors. Why do you
Yes.
think braids come in different? Why do you think they come in different patterns? Because those patterns were used to help show the fucking slaves can be freed when they were running through the freaking mazes and corn.
Yes.
they were
And
They
mad.
yeah,
gave.
Yeah.
They were maps.
there
They
are
were
also
maps.
braid and dread patterns that are from like the Vikings and like from North. So like there are
Hold on.
styles of
Hold on.
Hold on, hold on.
Those are
Hold on.
those
About
are two
that.
different things.
Let me tell you. Yeah, thank you. Those are two different things. Okay. Okay.
yeah.
Because locks, a black person's head is not locks. Those are dreads.
Those
Yeah.
are
Like
two different
those are
textured hair. Yeah.
two different texture hair, but for two different fucking reasons. Vikings, for their hair to get locked up, it was because of battle. Actually, really clean fucking people, and their hair just got fucking matted. It
Yeah.
wasn't choice. It's because that's what happened when you're in that type of environment. The case is a protective style, and I think people are confusing protective styles or a certain texture's hair
Well, that's
versus fashionable.
That's a great the discussion, and that's something with something that's really crazy I've learned as an adult, and especially my best friend is a hairstylist. A lot of people, and all people, but people that have like strange like textures in there, a lot of people don't know what kind of hair they have, and they don't know that they should be using certain products, or that certain products aren't going to work, certain hairstyles are not going to work, and that's I mean that is Black people, most of them already know that. White people do not. We really think that our 5-in-1 conditioner motor oil and that's not true. Like if you have curly hair, you need to use certain products. If you have like my hair is really thin and it doesn't have a lot of weight to it. So there are some hairstyles that I have approached my stylist and been like, I like to do this. And they've had to be like, your hair doesn't have the weight to hold itself that way. You
You
can't
try to get a perm.
do that. I have never tried to get a perm. I have destroyed my hair in other ways. Yes. A perm, no. Do I love peroxide? Yes.
Clearly.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
going with what Skittles was saying about like different type of hair products and stuff like that, that has been a fucking uproar as well as again, this is white people not feeling, or is white people included, not feeling included. Yes, is that there are a lot more lines out now, black hair care
Yeah.
that are specifically consumed and word pointed towards us.
Black people, they have Kaneka oil. They have all the things that's for our hair conditioner.
Exactly. But people are upset, and I have seen it with my own fucking eyes going to stores themselves. People are upset because they pick it and they're like, well, this isn't for me. Duh, your shit is Tresemme in the next eye. Please get out of this.
Not Tresemme.
I just
Trust me.
I just don't I don't get that. Like that's like stores to carry things for everybody. That's like
Yes, the beauty supplies
you don't
original
go
oil
into
was
the
made for
vegan
black
aisle
people.
like I don't eat tofu. Why does Kroger sell tofu? What?
Yeah, but that's literally how it is, and it's frustrating too, because it's like this is meant for me. Like, oh my god, that big deal that happened with the meow line when they sold the fucking pepper rosemary oil.
Yeah.
Oh my god, white people were flocking to that shit, and then it's the fucking oily and falling out because it's for you. It's not for you.
Just because it got
Please stop
peppermint in it
making
don't
things.
mean it's for you.
Yeah, and it's a heavy oil for a reason because of black hair. That is how black hair is. We need a lot more oil, and I think a lot of people don't. Real, it's that wanting to be included shit.
Yeah.
You don't, and I think it's the same thing with the locks and the braids. It's that wanting to be included.
Yeah, I was going to say it's white people tell you how to take care of your own shit. They grow from your own scalp. You never experienced that.
Yes, all the time, all the time.
That blows
Especially
my
since
mind.
I wear wigs. Especially since I wear wigs. And then people are like, white people are like, well, why don't you wear your hair? Because I'm protecting it. If I play to my shit, like your shit is gonna fall out. I'm protecting it. Get out my fucking head.
But my last work it or tuck it for the group is white people at Black Pride.
Stop. Hold the presses. Hold the fucking presses. We'll talk about that real quick. It is not for you. I think that is what the literal misses of all the shit that's going on is because they're not included. They have to be. You don't have to be included in shit. Not a goddamn thing.
And the point is, so many like white spaces that are non-inclusive of people already.
And that's what I was telling Benji.
I was hoping one of you would go there.
I was telling Benji that too, because I had to explain to him that I have to do doing black groups for anime shit and cosplay, because in any other spaces I'm going to get dogged in. Everyone needs to have a safe space. Every culture needs to have their own safe space. There's not enough of those out there. There are more white safe spaces than there are any other race safe spaces.
I feel like white people going to Black Pride festivals is the same thing as a rowdy group of bachelorette women coming to a gay bar to celebrate their bachelorette party.
I'm gonna just go ahead and you're not mixed. Why the fuck are you here?
Like I've always seen
black. That doesn't give you
that don't give you a pass. If your daddy or is not black, or your mama's not black, or you're not mixed, why are you here?
Calm, but act like folk. Act
accordingly. Act accordingly. Yes.
You said calm, but act accordingly.
Yes, act like you got some damn sense.
Act like you got some damn sense.
And that's a crazy thing too. It's like white people will come places that are not for them and then act the fuck up and then get upset. Well, why is the music like this? Why is the music like this? I didn't really enjoy it because
it wasn't designed.
Thank you. That is my slogan of the night. It's not for you.
I'm gonna get that written on a t-shirt for Tokyo. It's not for you.
It's not for you. I'm pretty sure it's a shirt made out there already. Like that. It's not for you.
When I went to the Juneteenth celebration, it was one of the coolest things I'd done. I got to meet
I loved
so many.
It.
And it was I think it was the very first one that Downtown Opelika had done. And this was during the pandemic, so we were all like masked up.
I appreciate you for acting accordingly and not being that person that screams out, "Yeah, girl, yeah."
Now, those were kind of just some random work it or tuck its that I've thought of off the top of my head. Do y'all have any work it or tuck it?
I have one.
Oh, I can't wait to hear this. Go ahead, Deja.
Work it or tuck it. White passing in modern age.
Oh, baby, that's not this is gonna be a long ass part. A little kid crying in the back.
And I said it because mixed kids.
I do have mixed
Wait,
kids.
what?
White passing in modern.
Who's still trying to white pass in 2025?
Oh, plenty. Oh. I got you. So white passing in modern day and age has everything to do with parents. And I'll tell you why. There is more of a chance that a mixed child will relate to white people. And I'm sorry, everybody, I'm not. If their dad is black and their mom is white. Why? Because mothers are your storyteller.
Yep.
Mothers are your culture. If a mixed child is raised by a black mom and a white dad, they are going to identify more as black.
Because you carry them. You're their patriarch is one of them.
Yeah. So like for me, yes, my boys know they're white. Oldest, not so much. His dad is also biracial. But yes, like are white, but they also know that they're black. And I let them know every that. And I had to explain. I love explaining things to Benji. I love explaining that to Benji as well because I was telling him like when these boys get older and they get pulled over or something happens, only one of them is going to make it. The other is not.
Yeah.
My very light, bright. Y'all seen him. He will pass.
Again, you gave these kids Asian names, by the way. I'm just saying.
I did, right? I gave them whole names and Native American names. So it's also that too. And that's a struggle I'm learning how to deal with because my oldest is in a predominantly white school.
Yeah.
And there's not a lot of Black kids there. Like he didn't know anything about Black History Month, or he was like, "No, Mom, Groundhog's Day." And I said, "You little niglet." Anyway, but it is my duty as being, his storyteller in his life to let him know what the fuck his culture is. Now, if a white mom wants to help their son or whatever identify as the other part of it's their job because the dads aren't going to do it. When I would go out, people thought I was a nanny.
Yeah. Yeah.
They thought I was the help. They thought I was a nanny. They were like, "Oh my God, look at those kids. They're so beautiful." And I'm like, "Oh, thank you." And they're like, "Tell their mom I said they're beautiful." And I was like, "I am their mom." And they're like,
"Oh my fucking God.
Are you sure? I feel like, are you babysitting? And I'm like, babysitting who? My crotch goblins? Like, do I look like I'm doing that?
I've never thought to stop and be like, "Is that your kid?" Like, I'm not stopping people.
I also have never thought to stop and say, "Oh my God, that baby's so pretty. Please tell the mama that baby is pretty." What the? Is there anything else you would like to add to our Black History Month podcast? Anything that would just be, you would just hate to leave out?
But I think the thing I want to say is don't let Black History the only time you celebrate Black history, period. You support Black people. Period. That's it. That's my tea.
Be celebrated all year long, every day.
Because I'm blacker than you.
And if y'all really celebrate Black History Month, tip a bitch some 5s, 10s, 20s, just 100s if you're feeling froggy.
Speaking of, if I do the editing correctly and I can get this out somehow by this Friday, you can come see Tokyo as well as Skittles and some other individuals Saturday at the Coffee Mafia. The doors do open at 8 p.m. Show starts at 9 p.m. It is the first House of Vomit alternative drag show. I'm sure Skittles would have loved to plug that, but too sad. She got up and she went to pee. So I'm going to do it anyway.
Can I join the House of Vomit? I need somewhere to belong.
Do it. I mean,
damn, bitch.
That's a Skittles thing, but
Where's Skittles? Come the fuck back.
She had to pee.
Pops up on the couch.
But also, if I don't get this published in time, and it does end up coming out next week, you can catch us at Avondale's on Saturday, March the 1st for a Mardi Gras parade after party. It's going to be lots of fun. It's going to be me, F and Jax, our Mr. Pride on the Plains, Violet Steele, and Polly Rocket will be joining us. We're excited because Avondale's is about to be having some shows, honey, and we're about to be up in there turning the party. I love y'all all so much. Thank you so much for hopping on this Zoom call so we could record this podcast. Obviously, Skittles and I could not facilitate a Black History Month podcast alone. So we greatly appreciate your insight. We greatly appreciate your wisdom, your banter, your comedy, your love. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you.
Also, we just love y'all as people. I'm so glad that I get to regularly work with all three of you. I love the Misfits so much. I'm so glad that we've built this.
We've got a wonderful little family.
This beautiful little fucked up drag family of just a bunch. It's just 11 weirdos trying to make drag happen in Alabama, and I'm so glad I get to do that with y'all.
It's great. Thank you so much for joining this episode of the Mix Match Podcast. I'm Colana.
I'm Skittles.
I'm Deja.
I'm Miss Diamond Swisher.
And Tokyo Adrift.
We will put all of their social media information in the description below so you can find them on Instagram and all of that fun stuff and be able to follow them where they are in the world. Thank you so much. Love you. Bye.
Also, don't.
Bye.
Bye.
Podcast, and you can follow us at Mix Match Podcast on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. You can send us your own work it or tuck it's or other bullshit. You can just bother us via email. You can send that to mixmatchpodcast@gmail.com. Follow all of these entertainers. They're all incredible. Follow the podcast. Follow Kalana and I. Follow the Misfits so you can see more shows because we're trying so hard to keep drag alive here in Auburn.
We're doing it. We're doing it.
We're doing it.
Thanks, y'all. Have a good one. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Yeah.
And now you